Hey, Mark Meldrum from Monster Garage, and here we are. We got the 66 Chevelle convertible frame down on 4 wheels, so we're super happy about that. Mike's supposed to bring me a steering box today, and we can get that on, but I think we're going to be lacking the pitman arm. That had to go on special order because we're converting this from manual steering to power steering, and you might notice I've got some mock-up here, some rusty parts on there. I've got a double pulley on there which is bent. I can't use that one. And I've got a power steering pump, and I don't think I've got the right bracketry right for this small block yet, but we will get that figured out. But that's not going to stop us from putting the engine into the cradle. And here we are on, what are we, November, it's Friday, November 6th, 7th, I can't remember. You lose track of this stuff during retirement. We had a Chevelle Club meeting last night. That went really good. And it was great to see, we had great attendance at the Chevelle Club meeting last night. At least 35 or 36 people. But anyway, I digress. I brought my cherry picker over here, and it's in the truck, and I'm gonna wheel it in here fairly soon now that I've got everything positioned. The lift that we have to lift the frame up and down, Rick Curling's old lift, man, that has been just a godsend to lift the car up and get everything situated where I need it. I wish I could somehow use this lift and roll this engine under it and then drop it down. And I don't know, I wish there was some way to figure it out. I was looking at that this morning, but I don't think it's gonna work out. And I've got my cherry picker out in the truck. Mike's cherry picker is over at Uncle Larry's, and I know we haven't been over there in a long time. We got to get our camera and we got to get ourselves over there to help out Uncle Larry. He's been super secret lately on his 1966 Chevelle Post car, which is going to be a race car, which street race, I don't know what you call it, but he has been struggling because he's used to putting a car together like that. It's all stock. He knows where every nut and bolt goes, and putting this car together, which is got coilover shocks and it's altered frame and roll bar and the whole 9 yards. It's been a little bit of a challenge for him, just mentally trying to wrap his arms around putting together a car like that and still creating such a look like. I mean, this thing will look like it came out of the factory when he's done, but that's going to be a beautiful car, and we got to get over here, get over to his house and see what's going on with his 66. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to snatch this engine and put it in the frame so we can keep moving forward, and just get the engine out of the way, and setting in the frame would be a great thing. So we've got to get the engine on, we've got to get the flywheel, we got to get the bell housing on. I've got a spare transmission that we're going to use. But hey, let's get going. We got a lot of work to do. It's Friday. I've been working up to this weekend. Big thank you to Patrick and Mike, who have, I don't know if you can see this, but they have been cleaning the garage floor, and the place just looks immaculate right now. And I'm looking forward to working in it today because everything's cleaned up and ready to go. So here we go. Well, this is exactly what happened last Friday. I wanted to get all this stuff done, and I wanted to film it for you guys because you're the most fantastic fans out there. But then everybody starts coming into the garage. We got Patrick works out here. He does a lot of the cleanup work and just a fantastic hand around the garage. Mike comes in here, he's in and out, he's like a bull in a china shop always. And then Uncle Larry shows up with a bunch of brackets and pulleys, and nothing really worked out well there. So anyway, Mike did come back with a power steering pump, and not the pump, but the actual power steering unit. So I've got that test fit on here. I've got the engine on the stand here. And it's set nice and level. I had to work on that a little bit, but I mean, we're ready to mate these things together, and I've got a few more trinkets to work on there. but it's looking good. So it's interesting. I've been looking through the assembly manual a little bit. This motor mount actually has a nut encapsulated in the mount. The other side is just a through hole. So I've been working on finding the bolts for that. And yeah, we should roll this together pretty quick. I mean, this is where I like, in my garage, I've got a security camera and I can use that to kind of track progress. Out here, I don't have anything like that, but basically, I think I'm just gonna roll this frame up here, all right? And it should roll in there pretty good, and then drop her down on there. So should go good. I'm still lacking some nuts and bolts that I need, but at least we'll get it sitting down in there and looking good. So give me a minute or so. It's so nice to do this, you know, this way without a body on here, because you can, I've got the chassis so it can roll forward and backwards, and I've got the cherry picker letting it hang there. So you can see we're getting pretty close here. You know, we can simply let that drop down on there and we'll be in good shape on that side. And then going around to this side, you know, checking all your clearances and stuff. And you know, this side you got to deal with the fuel pump, so I think that's why they do a through hole bolt there. But you can see we're pretty close to dropping this right down in here. And you know, without the transmission and bell housing on there and fighting the, I wish I had it all together actually, but we'll set it down and get some pressure on the springs and see how that sets. And then my shock absorber, they should come up all the way through so I can get some nuts on there. And yeah, we'll get some weight on this and it should be looking good. So now you can see I've just got it started on here, and I don't have any weight down on the frame yet, but it's looking good. So, you know, we should be able to drop this down a little further. This hole over here is already starting to line up. So checking clearances back here. This is always kind of tight here. Of course, I don't have the steering column to deal with, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, it's looking pretty nice here. All right, now I got you at more at ground level, so you can see I'm going to put some weight onto this, and we'll see how this compresses down. There we go. I saw it get right in there. All right, so that's setting in there right now. Boy, it didn't really compress the springs too much. I thought it would compress the springs a lot more, but yeah, we'll see how we're doing here. All right, now I've got the bell housing in. I don't have the clutch plate on, but I've got the flywheel in there. And this is a 3-speed transmission out of the heavy Chevy that we had laying around. So I'm just using this as a placeholder until we get our 4-speed back from John Perrette. But yeah, I've got it bolted up, and we'll get the cross member swung in there. I kind of used the jack and the body lift to kind of get things in position. And I had Patrick help me hoist it over there too. So yeah, things coming along nicely on this install. Shout out to Frank, by the way. How you doing, Frank? This looks pretty good. I got it all mocked up. I got a few problems here and there, but that's why you put them together and take them apart, put them together and take them apart. This is a 3-speed transmission out of a heavy Chevy. How about that, Mr. Ed Fisher? That's the one that came out of our 72 heavy Chevy. But there's a 4-speed in there right now. So I just used it for a mock-up right now to see where to line up the transmission crossbar and whatnot. I don't know. I think it's the same. It might be the same size as a M22 or M20, whatever. But that allowed me to get everything together here. So as you can see, I need a dual pulley. I'm still, you know, I got problems with this pulley. It's bent, so I can't use that. So I need one of those. And I got some other issues that we'll work on, but we got the Got the power steering on there, replaced the manual steering. So that's cool. And yeah, it's looking good. A lot of progress today. So I'm headed out. It's a long day. My legs are sore. A lot of lifting. Even though we got, you know, nice power lifts and cherry pickers and jacks, it's still a lot of moving around. But it's coming along real nice. So there you go. Mark Meldrum, Meldrum's Monster Garage. See ya. Soon, this car will look like that one over there.